we're actually recording now. Go ahead. There. This is AMS Roundtable 0326 2018. And well, here, let me try and get this live stream because I never actually got that going. Go live. You can introduce. Sascha will introduce everyone. I'm getting it set up. I guess audio is being streamed through the laptop, live, and then over there we got video, which I'm gonna upload tonight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, video with the audio. So I figure for the Facebook people, be able to, let them hear the audio, and they can see the screen, like the computer screen.
But you're on live?
I'm on live right now, so.
On Facebook Live?
Yeah, Altoona's music scene.
Okay.
Facebook page.
I gotcha. Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and share the link.
Is the recording coming through this camera then? Through that?
No, the camera is just sharing the screen, so I can open up the chat room, and so anyone who wants to just
throw questions out.
Yeah, if they want to do that, for you, the people. Which we have not done the live yet.
What live questions and answers you mean?
Well, Facebook Messenger, or not Facebook.
Oh, so this is the first time you've done the actual Facebook Live with this?
Yeah, normally we just upload them like a day later, so we're going.
Here we go.
And it's already going.
No
so.
take twos.
Yeah. Oh, whoops.
I hope I'm better on camera than I am on stage.
Play guitar or?
Actually, I'm a vocalist.
Oh, vocalist, okay.
Which is, it's odd for a vocalist that's not a performing artist. I can't perform. I'm not good at it. When there's like a lull between songs,
yeah,
I'm not the best at just knowing how to improv and saying to the crowd, "Hey, how y'all doing tonight? And who wants to get a drink at the bar? And who's having a good time?" And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not a natural thing for me.
Yeah.
So it makes me
neither.
less of a
front man.
solid front man, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more of a just singer-songwriter that happens to be in some really awesome bands.
So this, what's your first name?
Todd.
Todd. This is Todd
McKeone.
Todd McKeone.
Or Kiwi.
His first
Whichever
time
you
at an
prefer.
AMS Roundtable. This is our first live one, which is happening right now. It's kind of weird because I'm expecting a video.
Oh,
but
you're expecting
I'm
to
sharing
see-
the screen, but they can
Right.
hear us, but they can't see us right now. So they will be able to see us. But so that's just confusing me a little bit.
So during the live session, people live won't be able to see anything.
No, they'll see my screen so they can see the chat room.
I see.
Yeah. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm sharing the right thing. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So, what all bands are you in?
I brought up my list.
Let's get the list.
I'll say this. First and foremost, I'm the lead singer for Black Sun.
Black Sun.
That
good
is
stuff.
has been what pretty much launched me to the point where I'm in other bands. I started out in a cover band with some really great guys, and I had a really good time doing it. But moving to an original project really got me back into doing more of what I love, which is writing. Which is what I always liked to do. So getting into an original band kind of pushed me to get, I would say, probably a little obsessive compulsive about writing. I write too much, or want to write too much, so I tend to gather as many original projects as I can together so that I am never at a loss for things to write.
What sort of process do you do for like your
For writing?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get back to the original question, which is how many bands I'm in, because all of them have a different writing process.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just different.
That's a cool way to go about it. So for Black Sun,
Black Sun is a very collaborative effort that is steered. Jason does a great job of focusing what we all bring to the table and putting his stamp on it. Jason's an extraordinary musician.
Jason is
Feathers, guitar.
guitarist. Yeah. Okay.
And Black Sun is basically his more of his writing and creative project. A little more than me. It's more, the direction he started.
Yeah.
He started Black Sun in that his interest was in expressing what he wanted to say.
Yeah, I got you.
So my voice in that band is one of many, whereas in Mall and in Small Town Horror Show, I've done all of the writing of the lyrics and things like that. So it's more of my imprint from that perspective that way. In Black Sun, when we write a song, a lot of times Jason has a really good idea in his head of what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
And then he kind of helps us understand his vision. In Small Town Horror Show, those guys have been together musically for a long time before I was on the scene. So they have a chemistry with themselves. And so a lot of times what they do is they come up with a strong music song. It's already pretty close to done. Parts are already composed and things. And then I just take that and write to it. With Maul, we kind of spontaneously come up with stuff.
Okay.
Now there are examples where Nate started, basically. Nate Nagel.
Nate Nagel.
I've got two Nates.
Which Nate Nagel
and two
plays?
Daves. Huh?
What does Nate Nagel play?
Nate Nagel plays guitar.
Okay.
Nate Woods plays the drums in Black Sun. Nate Nagel's guitar in Mall.
So there's two Nate Nagels in the different
yeah.
bands.
Yes.
In the same wow. Two different.
No, two different Nates. One in Mall, one in Black Sun.
That is insanity.
And the drummer in Mall is Dave.
Okay.
The bass player in Black Sun is Dave.
The same Dave or different?
Different Dave.
Different Dave.
Different Daves.
A lot of similar names.
A lot of the same names.
Is that how you
back
choose your
and
bands?
forth. No, I didn't have anything to do with.
It's like, here's my name list.
Well, I had a little bit to do with Small Town Horror Show. I didn't come up with the name, but the original name that they had come up with didn't work, so we had to, we had to say, well, that we can't use that name.
Yeah. Wait, what was the original name?
6 Foot Hooker.
6 Foot Hooker. I like that.
And it's great.
Yeah.
But
you got to make a B-sides album. Call it that.
That's a good idea. I'll make a mental note of that.
Yeah.
I'll probably forget it though by the time this is over. So
We can go back and watch it.
yeah,
Facebook Live.
very true.
Oh, YouTube. Subscribe. Like, favorite, comment, tweet, retweet again.
Whatever that stuff is. I have to
Do
use-
all those things.
I don't know how to do the other stuff. Instagram and Twitter.
Do as many as you can. Gram it, DM it.
In the world of social media, I'm not real savvy that way. I don't post a lot of stuff.
Twitter, I don't even understand. Like, I've tried.
I don't know what it is.
So-
I mean, I know you just write a sentence or something.
Yeah,
and
you
then
just
send
write-
it into the universe like a little messenger pigeon.
Like, people,
to everybody.
People who are into sports, say, like, can follow like a team and then
Right,
know
yeah.
all the stuff.
Right, yeah.
Which
Your
that'd be
favorite player
handy,
can
but,
tweet. Oh, yeah,
but I'm thinking, like, I don't care about what anyone has to, like.
Well,
But, well, like big, like a company or like something. I don't know. I guess for bands it'd be pretty cool if it was consistent.
I guess, yeah.
But there's not too many
Or
bands.
if you're a president or something like that, it's probably
president. Maybe it's a bad idea.
I don't know.
People follow just like celebrities and stuff like that because maybe their lives are boring and they just want to like.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people try to live vicariously through other people.
Yeah.
And our celebrity
Yeah.
culture, puts that out there, and it's an easy way for people to connect with
Yeah.
somebody that they don't really otherwise would have any idea who they are or anything about them.
Yeah. Or they watch what's the family videos? Not family videos. The TV show, The Kardashians. It's still going.
Oh, good
It's
God.
still going.
Yeah.
Oh, every time I see it, I'm just
It's dreadful. I'm
Oh,
not even
that's the
gonna lie, it's
perfect
dreadful.
word. Despair.
It's sad.
Oh, you just sit there and
It
you're just
scares
like,
me that people watch it and then think that that's anywhere close to normal or like something to model yourself after.
I think it's just
Like,
noise.
these people are
It's
idiots.
It's.
Drama magnets and idiots. But
Yeah.
hey,
I just sit there and I'm just like, maybe I should just go to the bathroom and just sit there. Look
Stare
at
at
the
the
wall.
wall.
Yeah, stare at the wall. I was like,
it's more
oh,
intelligent.
It's quieter.
Anyway, sorry, Kim. Didn't mean to compare your intelligence to an inanimate object.
Kardashian's Twitter. We got the Facebook Live, and you were saying.
Was that
you
on
have
your
a lot-
agenda?
No, I'm just wheeling it
Agenda
back
includes
so we don't
talking
forget.
about
it.
Kardashians.
Mark. Hanson's.
Ooh,
Yeah, we're still
That-
waiting on it.
telling you now. Well, my daughter, who's 23 now,
Yeah.
when she was a little kid, the Hanson song, that Bop song, oh man, I had to hear that damn song so many times. Oh, she loved it.
Bob.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you guys liked it.
Oh, no,
Don't
I
lie.
hate that song.
Don't.
I love the song now
They
more
actually-
than I ever did back then. Like every time, like you're just like, you remember the song
It's
Bop?
catchy.
Let's kick it on.
Just, you know,
Bop, two, bop.
sometimes.
You just throw in the
It's
playlist
appropriate,
just to catch people by surprise because of
Yeah.
that fast.
I think if I ever did that, I'd probably be beaten.
Throw it in like the intermission between your like
Yeah,
bands.
yeah,
Like
that-
if you ever get like all the Daves together and all your names, get all the names
All the Nates
together
and the Daves
and just have like one show. Just throw just a Hanson song in there. But did they recover it or because they're still going.
I
They make
couldn't
new
tell you.
stuff. They make new albums.
How do you know this?
I saw a video that said Hanson. I'm like, why is he so old looking? And there might have been like a.
Were you
news
expecting
story.
them to not have aged?
They're still on stage though.
Oh, you were surprised that they were
I
still
was-
making music.
Yeah,
not
I'm
that
like,
they had aged.
yeah. There's like
Okay,
two
I
of
gotcha.
them who are still going strong. I don't know what inspired them,
Good for them.
but
I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
They provided my daughter hours of entertainment when she was a kid. And she loved them.
yeah.
I got nothing bad to say about them.
The Hansons. What were we?
It's
What about the Hansons?
I forgot where. Oh, the Hansons were on the checklist. Kim Kardashian. We're done with that.
Okay, good. Next topic.
We can have part 2 of the Kim Kardashian talk.
Oh, anytime.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian West.
Yeah, but we don't want to we don't want to blow the whole thing on Kim Kardashian.
For those of you that don't know, she got married to a rapper.
But on next time on.
As the world turns.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Okay. Oh, we got.
Do you have a question?
We got.
Live questions.
We got a message here.
Oh yeah.
I'm down for Hanson cover by Adam Neely.
Ooh. Hanson cover.
Yeah.
Hold to it.
I like to do tribute shows and things like that. Maybe we could do a Hanson tribute show. Of course, it would only be, 5 minutes long?
Every
Because they
single
only had one
band.
song that I ever heard of.
Yeah, every band plays Bop.
Do they?
Just in a row. No, that's how we do the show. The whole concert.
Oh, your show. Just have each band come in and do their own version of Bop.
Yeah, we'll call it AMS Bop edition.
Sounds like a good idea.
We'll try to find someone who speaks a different language.
What
just
do
to mix
you,
it
the
up.
viewers, think? Let us know.
Yeah. what we got here? We got a yes.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. So it's a possibility. Alrighty. Next on the agenda. Let me kick on that agenda here. You were talking about mall, and for the writing process, you said I missed the mall part.
Oh, the mall. Oh, yeah, I got off topic when I said about Nate, because then there's 2 Nates and 2 Daves
Yeah.
and all that crap. I do have a tendency to go off track.
No,
a little
I
bit.
have a tendency
I've
to go
got
off
ADD,
track.
and I had coffee today, so I'm a little
I just chugged one of those coffees.
a little wired. Well, I don't drink caffeine typically.
Yeah.
Because it's
Oh, that really.
kind of hypersensitive to it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But I just drank a big thing.
Like
of
I
it,
drank
so.
a half of a small
Oh,
coffee.
so really?
Yes, I'm very.
Yeah.
It,
Half calf.
half caffeine.
You can always do half calf, which thinking about it, I should drink half calf. Oh, it's all for me. It's like I really love coffee, but I shouldn't drink coffee because then I'm just running around like crazy.
Yeah.
So for mall, your writing process.
For mall, Nate started mall. Basically, how I ended up getting involved with mall was I'm involved in a bunch of things already. This was last year, almost about exactly a year ago, and Nate had sent me a couple instrumental songs that he and another guy had put together and said, hey, what do you think of this? Would you be interested in putting some lyrics to it? And I thought, heck, why not? I liked what I heard. I really liked it. Like the riffs that he came up with were very right in my wheelhouse, so to say. It was just a natural, immediately I liked the sound.
What would a band that you'd say for those guitar riffs?
When people ask me the sound of mall, I would say an updated version of what Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden would be.
Huh.
There's that kind of a grungy vibe to it. It's,
What would be, well, yeah, you gave that. What would be like Black Sun? What two bands would you say Black Sun sounds like?
We're black and heavy stoner doom thrash jazz.
I would definitely agree with that. I missed the jazz, but maybe it just went over my head.
Listen to Nate's drums.
Oh, you know what? That might have been it.
That's the easiest place to hear the jazz.
Yeah, that was.
I'll tell you this. I didn't appreciate some of the finer things that Nate can do on the drums until I heard a recording.
Yeah.
Because when you're playing live together, you don't hear some of the little or just a few of those little extra things that whenever you've got a studio sound, you hear all of those things that he's doing. And I was like, holy crap. He suddenly grew extra arms.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, how's he doing all that? That's really awesome. So, so the recording process is really great for Black Sun. Back to the other topic, which was...
two bands that Black Sun is...
boy. I'm not even going to try to say... Black Sabbath, obviously, is a very, very strong influence on us, but to say that is a generic response, because almost every band is going to say
riff.
that.
If you have a riff...
However, I think what Jason comes up with is as innovative now as what they were doing in their era was. What he's doing and bringing to the table is as new and diverse from the norm as what they were doing whenever they created their sound. So this is a branch from that tree, but it's a pretty strong, thick branch. It's a hefty, it's not Godsmack.
Yeah.
Who would probably say they were heavily influenced by Black Sabbath, but they're more heavily influenced by the manager that told them they should play a certain way and sound a certain way and all that stuff. Black Sun is 100% untainted our message.
Yeah. What is the message of Black Sun? What is one sentence or one word? One adjective that is Black Sun.
Be ready.
It's
not an adjective.
Be ready.
It's not an adjective.
I will agree. I will attest to that because I saw you guys.
Be prepared.
We played New Trick. Do you remember?
Yes, you were in New Trick.
I
loved you guys. What happened?
That
was at the old Canal Inn.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That was the night that I headbanged. I hit my head on a steel.
Did you?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Just like that one there. Like we were in the basement of the old Canal Inn. And if anybody knows what the basement of the old Canal Inn is like, it's a basement and there's a metal support beam.
Yeah.
And I was doing my usual eyes closed, act like an idiot thing, and I smacked head first right into the metal pole. It hurt.
Yeah, I'd imagine that.
I've also punched Dave and Jason more than once.
Yeah.
Just doing
I remember
calisthenics.
It might have been the first time we played with you guys at a benefit. I remember just oh no, you were in a suit. You were not in a suit. You got out of work.
Came out of work.
And just slowly but surely every song just another button would just go down.
Oh my God, yeah, that was right after I started playing with them, I believe. which was a long
I think that was the first
How old
time
are
we
you?
played together. 27, 6.
You're 26, 27.
26, 27.
How old are you now?
26 to 27.
You don't remember?
You're not sure which one you are? What year
it's
were you
with
born?
the months are 1990.
You were born in 90?
It's getting there, so I think 26. I'm gonna.
Well,
Once it
I
hits a
was
certain time,
well,
you don't have to.
what's your
You must be
birthday?
27.
August
because I'm-
8th, 1990.
So you're 27.
Yeah,
27. There you go.
Here you
27,
go.
going on 28.
America's finest education system at work.
I can't remember my birthday.
Oh, classic lines from old school. Frank, you forgot your birthday again.
Damn it.
Will Ferrell.
It was yesterday. That'd be horrible. What movie was it?
Old School.
Oh, is it
Will
Old
Ferrell,
School?
yeah. Yeah.
Forgot your birthday. I was
You
just
forgot
watching.
your birthday again.
I was just watching the one. It's like, yeah, sweet.
Bring your green hat.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy.
But you're crazy.
You're crazy. Yes. Good
And then
stuff.
Sounds of Silence. That's because I couldn't. I heard
don't
that song.
Say it. Just don't say it. Please
What?
don't say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say what I think you're going to say later. Just,
Simon Garfunkel.
they're great.
I'm just saying that's the song
all
that
I-
they play, and I was like, I gotta listen to this. Or is it Sounds of Silence?
Yes, it
Song?
Sounds of Silence.
Okay.
And then it ends. There are no remakes of that song.
There's like 3 versions of the. Oh no!
I don't
Why would you bring it
acknowledge
up?
that it exists.
Why would you bring it up?
That's why I say don't bring
You're
it up.
the one who brought it up.
I know, it's
You
my
kept
fault.
going with it.
Yes, it's terrible.
Ah. And it won so many awards. It's just like, what does it mean to be a music reviewer? Like, it's just like,
What
I
does
read-
it? Yeah.
Like,
What does it say about the state of the music business when that's what's winning awards?
Yeah.
A
Well,
remake of a song.
you can
you
just
didn't
go
even write
through
it.
all of those and just be like, that are not real. Oh man, they're
I could go on endlessly about how pathetic
Yeah.
the music scene is.
Anthony Fontano. If there's a
Yeah.
music, have you ever watched Anthony Fontano? It's a
The name
YouTube.
sounds
It's
really
YouTube.
good.
It's
He's a
YouTube.
YouTube
He
musician?
is a YouTuber.
I
He
probably
just
wouldn't know a whole lot.
he just reviews albums.
Oh,
He reviews them
Guy with
like
glasses.
4 times a week, a new album, and he'll just tell you every single detail about every band as though it's his favorite band.
oh.
And he'll go in depth like through the whole album and just be the most like wow.
He'll promote the hell out of it for you.
Well, no, he does big albums, in like medium albums, usually mostly obscure stuff, but he does all the big like Katy Perry's and all that stuff, and he just does maybe 20 albums a week, and he just has all the information on every artist. Yeah, it's really interesting. The one thing that I learned though is like the songs that he's like, this is my favorite album, and you listen to it, it's like, I don't think it's that. It's like it sounds fun, but I'm not
It's
feeling
not
it.
my favorite.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah.
not even close.
So it's
Well, you sometimes. Here's the thing with that kind of. If you like everything, it takes some of the legitimacy out of liking it. Because if I liked every shirt you ever put on, and every time you put a shirt on, I said,
Yeah.
"Hey, I really like that shirt," and then you put on your favorite shirt, and I say, "Hey, man, I really like that shirt. Do you really believe me?"
Audio Slave.
What about 'em?
Every single one of their songs. I think they only had one album.
no, they-
I can't remember any of their songs because they're so great. Each one's so great, and I can't remember which my favorite one is because they're all like the same level of greatness. And so they all blended together, and I just totally forgot about them. Like each song is a sick song with the cool stuff.
It was a good blend of a very strong singer-songwriter, probably one of the best singers in rock and roll history. Chris Cornell is amazing.
Yeah, I'll say he's amazing. I don't know what the best means, but
That's what I mean. I
like,
said
it's
one
like,
of.
yeah, one of.
So I'm not
Definitely
going
one
to say
of. Yeah.
anybody's better.
He is the
I can't
best. I
think
missed
of
the one
anybody
of.
that I would genuinely say is a better singer. So I can't. But that's always
Yeah,
subjective.
he's a good.
It's subjective saying the best or worst.
He always had that cool.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
SpongeBob. That's where he got it, actually.
Really?
No, that would be cool though. That would make my day.
Got me.
Yeah.
Suckered me.
I'm sorry, I on a tangent.
It's okay.
What were we talking about?
Everything.
Everything. See, that's what we
went
do
into-
here.
We went
is-
from here to here.
Oh, you should have seen the distances we went last week.
Speaking of Chris Cornell, he died.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
No, last year.
Really?
Yeah.
It feels like maybe I'm thinking of a different.
Oh, you're thinking of well, a bunch of people died.
A lot of people
died 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people, millions,
Yeah.
probably hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Motorhead, he died.
Lemmy died.
Oh, let me. Yeah. He was getting up there. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in a while. I was like, we used to golf.
Yeah. He quit golfing a couple years ago.
Chester Bennington.
He died right after.
Yeah.
Huh.
But I was actually on a cruise the day that Chris Cornell died.
Was it?
Chris Cornell is my favorite,
Can I get Linkin Park?
hands down, my favorite rock and roll singer.
Yeah.
Like he's the guy I really kind of liked. Was like
Lyrics wise or like timbre?
combination of everything.
The style.
Yeah, the grunge area of music grabbed me, and it really grabbed me because it comes down to legitimacy. When you heard Lane Staley sing a note, when you heard him sing a line, you knew he meant it, and when he wrote it, it came from right here.
Lane Staley of.
From Alice in Chains.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was
When you heard, Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots come out with a song and he's singing lyrics, you knew that he wrote the lyrics, he meant them, there's a meaning behind them. And so, as a guy who has a natural tendency, I'm a writer by nature, that's the stuff that really kind of catches me, is whenever I see guys that not only can eloquently say something, but you know that they really mean it.
Yeah.
And there's some heart behind it. That to me is what real music is all about. And that's why it's kind of disheartening sometimes to listen to the stuff that's on the radio, because it's just the same stuff over and over.
Oh, you can't listen. I don't think.
And at some point you go, oh gosh, it's not hitting me here anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit me here anymore because I've heard it so many times.
It's a product.
Dude, the radio, I swear they just go out and they're just like, we have 200 songs for 2 months, and they just go through those 200 songs, and I can't stand. I don't think I've ever found a new song on the radio, ever.
Well, yeah, they come out with new songs, but just not often, and it's already prepackaged for you. Here's the new song you're gonna like.
Yeah, it's always like the most like derived, like even for a good band, it's always the most derived song.
I'd like to see a radio station say, hey, if all you local musicians out there in our listening area, if you're a band and you want to be on the radio, send us your stuff. If we think it's great, we're gonna put it on the radio.
Don't they do that with Jim Price?
Jim Price? Well, it's not that kind of a format.
See,
I'm saying like a whole radio station backing local musicians.
Well, what does he do on his show?
Well, he does the Backyard Rocker.
What is the Backyard Rocker?
It's good God, it's an icon. It's Backyard Rocker. It's on Quick Rock.
Yeah. Quick Rock is what?
105.9 out of State College.
Okay. That's the one
Jim started with the Homegrown Rocker on Q94 a long time ago.
Yeah.
Q94 went out of business for a bit, and then he moved a couple different places, ended up in at Quick Rock doing a similar show. It's a 2-hour-long show dedicated to local homegrown music. Jim has done more for local homegrown music than anybody else I know. I've never seen anybody more directly influential in so many aspects.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Like
he's very
like,
much interested, and he doesn't do it for any motive other than he just really loves it. He loves music and he loves the scene, and I mean, how do you argue with that? I mean, that's the most genuine kind of giving there is. He expects nothing back in return for that. And he's always like that. So this is my shout out to Jim. I love you, man. If you're ever having a fundraiser and you need an MC, call Jim. He'll do it. Oh shit, I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't be advertising that he'll do anything. People are gonna start calling Jim. I need you to do this. I need you to do this. I can't do it all. But no, the guy literally gives of himself consistently. For charitable causes, for the music scene, for the overall benefit of just the area. So, I have great respect for him. Anyways, but the Backyard Rocker is this 2-hour program on Sunday nights on Quick Rock.
Yeah.
And he dedicates it and plays local music.
Yeah.
He does interviews with local musicians and plays local music. 2 hours worth of stuff. And he goes all the way back 20, 30 years.
Is there a place to listen to that, like online?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does he
You
have?
can go to Quick Rock's website and do it. Yeah.
I might have to check that out. Start sharing them. I would definitely.
Quick Rock 105.9. I can't tell you off the top of my head what their website address is.
Yeah. I'll be able to look that up. Start sharing that because he always shares them. He always shares them when they're gonna be. Mm-hmm. Myself, I purposely did not hook up to that radio when I put in my stereo because I'm like, I hate the radio.
Oh, well.
I like, if something's wrong and I can't listen to music, I would rather silence than listen to the fucking radio.
Well, yeah.
But that's just me. I just like, because I'll just hear the same songs over and over. I actually take like a little break in between at work. I have a little radio that I just occasionally will just start listening to Wally. But as I said, they have like the same.
Well, here's the thing. At least with like Wally, they play like a 30-year span of different music, and they play a couple different genres. No, it's not like it's
they have
an awe-inspiring.
They have like 100 songs, and they just shuffle through them.
Oh,
so you'll hear the same exact songs.
I didn't realize they did.
Yeah, like every month, it's just like, oh, they added this song to the list. They add like one song, and they remove like one song, like every other month, and it's just like. Oh, that's the new song. That's the new one. Which Wally, but so that's I take like a year-long break, and I
then
just
you turn it back on, and Jack and Diane's on. Oh, damn it, it's on again.
I like their beginning little. I forget the people on the morning show, like every weekday, at like 8 o'clock. I don't remember what the show is, but shout out to
whoever you are.
Well, yeah,
be proud of yourself.
Those people, Wally, doing a good job in the morning. Okay. So you're in the mall in Black Sun. What's Black Sun up to? I'm curious about that.
We're currently recording.
You're currently recording an album?
It's going really well.
Do you have what all content have you put out so far from Black Sun? None. So you're going to be an album or an EP?
Oh, it'll be an album.
Full album from Black Sun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I don't know how much, or I can't really disclose exactly what our strategy is.
How many weeks in are you? Planning. Planning.
We're a few in. We've got such an extensive collection of songs. Our catalog is pretty big.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of going through the process of recording as much as we can right now, and we're going to weed out the ones we want to start with first, and then just progressively release.
Just work on them
more, I guess, as we get to the point where we feel comfortable releasing them, I guess.
I'm
not sure exactly how it's going to work yet.
Who's doing the recording?
Data Music. Dave Villani.
Okay, which I've been looking into getting a hold of them. We also, with the Altoona's music scene, we also feature local audio people. Mm-hmm. Well, we're branching into it a little bit. I made a couple contacts, just here or there. Just like I'm wondering about DJs, which we can add that to the agenda actually, because there's a certain extent. We had Demo last time. Who? And Demo, Donald Morris. He actually, like, the old school.
Oh, so he's
like a legit disc jockey,
right?
Like with the thing, and he can set the beat to like loop and do the loop thing. Yeah. And I haven't seen any of that in person ever. That's the first time I ever seen.
Oh, really?
The full live beat making.
I was there at the beginning of that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was fortunate. I like being older now. It's funny. As you get older, like when you're in your mid-30s, you're kind of like, oh God, I'm starting to get older. Now I'm in my mid-40s now, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, it's kind of cool because I've seen some really neat things and I've experienced some really neat things. I've seen people. I remember when those turntables came out. And people could, scratch is what they call it.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then they came up with a new needle that you could actually make it go backwards, which you could make it go forwards or backwards, and then you could change the beats per minute on it. And so whenever I was a little kid, we had a record player, and it had 3 speeds, 78, 45, and 33. 33 and a third, maybe, something like that. That's a good Jeopardy question.
Yeah.
Definitely a good Jeopardy
I actually
question.
just recently read, because I was actually no, it was unrelated to that. There was I forget the name of the band, the group. It was a rapper. It was like Grandmaster
Flash.
Grandmaster Flash. Yeah. And the guy who did his beats was the first guy to figure out how to like push it back on one side while the other one's playing,
That was Grandmaster Flash.
and then loop it back. He was like the first guy who invented that.
Yeah.
That pretty much making beats. And I didn't know that until just literally like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I had a really wide variety of musical avalanches on me whenever I was a kid.
Yeah.
I remember we went, like whenever I was a little kid, I remember when Grandmaster Flash came out, I was just around 10. Whenever that stuff came out and we got exposed to it, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. This looks great. Probably maybe 12. But I literally had the opportunity to witness that movement, the whole rap movement take off, and watched LL Cool J and all those guys become who they are now, which is a bunch of TV stars, I guess. And, I don't know.
Yeah.
It still makes
But
me laugh.
they still do like
Still makes me laugh that Ice-T
Ice-T. Yeah.
plays a cop on television.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy used to write albums about people he called out as being sellouts.
Yeah.
And he
now
made
he's-
albums about being a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And then he had Body Count, which came out with a song called Cop Killer, which
Yeah.
is about killing cops.
Yeah.
So he's anti-sellout and anti-cop. So then he sells out to become a cop on TV. I'm like, how much sense does that make? And why do people think that that's cool? I don't know. Something about that's wrong.
He does have like that sheriffy vibe though. Like that's probably one of the redeeming things. Even though he has no idea what he's doing every episode, he's like, what do you mean? I'm just thinking of John Mulaney, but Ice-T, was he with Ice Cube?
No.
I don't remember where Ice-T came from.
He was just by himself.
Because I know
He had a group called the Rhyme Syndicate whenever he first came out, but it was just Ice-T basically.
how did he have anything with
NWA was
NWA?
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
That was
Did
Ice
he
Cube.
have any interaction with NWA?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
I think
I'm sure they ran into each other in certain situations.
Yeah.
I've never seen, like I said.
Did you see the new movie Straight Outta Compton?
Yes, I saw that.
Oh, that was good.
It was a good movie.
I feel as though, which I mean, I wasn't fully known of the whole background of it, but looking up a little bit here and there about like what actually happened, it seemed to like really do a good job without being like I felt.
I think it was a pretty good portrayal of it from the perspective of somebody that was in my position at the time that it actually happened.
Yeah.
Because I literally watched on TV as the band got big and then imploded. And man, when they imploded, they imploded. Have you ever heard some of the songs they wrote about each other? Oh, wow. I'm not going to say it on the air, but Ice Cube wrote a song that was just, wow.
Yeah.
Put a nail in their coffin, because those guys, you can't come back from that.
Yeah.
He basically killed the band with that song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And one of the guys in the band even said that. He said whenever he came out with that song, there was nothing we could come back with. We had nothing to say in response, because you just couldn't. There was nothing. It was just that airtight of an argument. Which is where I respect rap from the perspective of, I have a bachelor's degree in English, so I went to Penn State for a degree in English. Go Pitt. But from the perspective of somebody that likes writing and likes dissecting writing,
Yeah. That's the biggest.
that's what I find
Do
intriguing
you listen to
about
Kendrick
rap, too.
Lamar?
Nope.
Oh, if you like writing.
I heard Kendrick Lamar for the very first time last week.
Oh,
Somebody was playing it.
I bet you
I was
heard
at mall practice.
Dun, dun.
I don't have any idea what it was.
Humble. Sit down. Be
I haven't
humble.
really listened to rap in
His
years.
most popular song, I don't feel like, if you listen to his albums, which his first, not his first album, but one of his first albums, not To Pimp a Butterfly.
Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, Good Kid, Mad City. Even on the cover it says a short film by Kendrick Lamar. And in between each song, there's like sections of a story going on, and each song is like a part of that story.
Now, see, artistically, that's.
Yeah,
I argue with that as being an artist.
Yeah, and every like his next album was To Pimp a Butterfly, where in between most of the songs, he was doing a poem throughout the song, and he would do a new line every time and read through it, and it was telling a story, like a narrated story, and the songs were each like that part of it, and it just grew into the end. And then he has a interview with Tupac. He did like he got them to like edit different interviews with Tupac.
So it sounded like he was interviewing Tupac.
Yeah, and they're just like chilling, not even interviewing, just hanging out and just talking, and then he talks about the poem, and it's a real good. If you want to look get into rap, I would recommend Kendrick Lamar. Just because with rock music, after switching to Kendrick Lamar, you don't. It's not with rap music. It's very dense. For specifically the sort of this, whatever, depending on the type of rapper, like Mos Def or whatever. I don't know enough not newer ones, but just medium to newer ones. But just you have to like just almost look up the lyrics and just sort of understand, because they're so dense. With rock music, like. I can't think of really too many songs where the lyrics are just like
so
dense and clever at the same time.
There are. It's just not as obvious, because rap kind of focuses on the spoken word, which is where it came from.
Which is awesome. And a lot of people get turned off for that fact, because they're just like, oh, it's so repetitive, because they don't listen to the words. You get used to like rock music and you're not paying the word. And you're just like, oh,
there's different things to find that in each kind of music that makes it appealing to you. And if you're the kind of person that likes one thing, you're gonna like this kind of music because it exaggerates that particular thing. But I do want to make one point clear. The reason why I'm not really interested in exploring rap anymore is because when I was a teenager, up until I was early 20s probably. Whenever I went into the Army, I was exposed to a lot of music in that genre as well. But back then, it was easy to find the good rappers, because most of the crappy rappers didn't have any rap album deals. Yeah. There were only so many rappers. Yeah. There were only like 20 of them.
Yeah, it was a new thing, so all the new stuff was really good.
So, like, now there's 250 rappers. I don't have the patience and time to go one by one through all those guys to find out which ones I like and which ones I wouldn't like, or have any kind of respect for what their lyrical content is.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Because it's become so watered down with people that are saying the exact same things over and over and over again. How many times can you say, the wheels on my car are awesome and they're gold, and I've got a gold chain on me, and I've got a big house, and I have lots of money? You can only say that, whether it's in rock or rap, you can only say it so many different times before it gets stale.
I feel like that's just majorly like the
commercial
pop
stuff.
like the commercial stuff.
That's the stuff that's pushed.
Which, like, if you're trying to find a good new rock band, you wouldn't really find them on the radio.
No, you have to ask other people.
Yeah.
And I don't know anybody.
Yeah, you don't know anyone who listens to rap, but like it's a
right. I can't go to somebody. Hey man, I know that this rapper on Kanye West.
Hey man, you hear the new.
If you listen to the radio, your choices are what? I don't even know who the rapper's on the radio.
It's just on.
Because they're not even really rappers.
It's just Hits 101, so it's usually like
the guys
a rap
that have
section.
Commercial success playing, commercial type ditties.
Yeah, which Kendrick Lamar, he actually does a bunch of more pop stuff, but if you are gonna listen to an artist, I would recommend wholeheartedly.
I've heard other people recommend him, and he's the kind. Now, see, that is the kind of recommendation I could go, oh yeah, I'll check him out.
Yeah.
But for me to just try to find amongst that vast forest of underperformers that get pushed.
No, that's
by
understandable.
The
if
for
you
money,
don't know anyone who likes the thing, it's
too
so
hard.
Yeah, there's no.
Right.
And that's sort of like a problem that's happening. Like, you have Spotify, Google Play Music, YouTube. You have all these places to get Facebook,
And
Twitter,
there's just
and
so
all
much
that.
content.
There's
It's an avalanche.
Yeah, so you don't even listen to it.
And you
I
don't.
can't.
And then, so it's the same situation where it's just like the only music that you hear about, it's just someone mentions it or someone possibly shares on Facebook, if it even pops up to you.
Somebody took the time to actually find the band, and then everybody else just shares it.
Yeah, it's the only ones you hear about are just the ones that just are like getting ruined as you're like
It's the
listening.
same way in rock music, though.
Yeah,
It's just I have more resources that can come to me and say, "Hey, man, check this band out."
yeah.
You know.
If you,
So there's still that.
there's a sweet YouTube series. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just these two metalheads. Like, they're like got the long hair, and they got that attitude of just like the stoner metal sort of. And they just listen to rap music, and they've never listened to rap music, and they just like go through like listen for a bit, and they hit pause, and they're just like, what is he talking about? And then so that's a pretty cool show. I wish I knew the name of it.
Well, see, and
But-
with that, I'm going to use an analogy of watching hockey with somebody that's never watched hockey and has no understanding of the rules. If you have never watched hockey, hockey is boring as all hell. If you've never watched soccer and you don't know any of the strategy behind the game, you sit there and go, "Good God, this is creepy boring."
Yeah, but
But once you understand the flow, understand the ins and the outs of what they're doing and the strategies involved, it's still boring to me.
yeah, yeah. But you can
Because I'm an
appreciate,
American,
like,
and God
he's winning.
forbid, my attention span's American-sized.
Yeah,
But it's a lot easier to be interested in it. So for the metal guys that they don't have an ear for the things to listen for.
Yeah, which
within
that's
it,
specific-
separated it all out.
Yeah, that's
it all
what they
sounds
do.
the same to them.
yeah. Which they go through blow by blow with a specific song,
Right.
And they're only on song 4, but like they blew up from like 5 subscribers to like 50,000 subscribers because they're
Probably
the only
funny and
ones.
entertaining.
Yeah, it's really entertaining because they
It's-
just
it's
like
a-
listen
it's-
to it and they like pause it and they're like,
Yeah.
what's tough?
What the
What,
heck?
I was like, I like the one part. It's like the first song that we did. I didn't really care for that, but this one I can. And then the other guy's like, still not
sold yet.
Yeah, still not sold yet. And then they actually get a couple that they're like, yeah, this is the guy that I know. Which that was actually where I heard the Grandmaster Flash. Yeah, they did that song, and they're like, oh yeah, I've heard this. I know this one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can definitely understand that about just you don't have any entry points for
Right, yeah,
finding
exactly,
the new artist. So your only entry point is pop music, where you have like the worst ones. But yeah, I can definitely. Yeah, I got you there.
There's a lot of good tools for finding music, just Pandora.
Yeah.
I've heard Pandora
Yeah,
is pretty
I'm,
good.
I'm lazy with that too these days.
I to be honest with you,
Sing songs.
I don't listen to a lot of music
Yeah.
other than local music and the stuff that I'm doing because
Just get tired.
How do you?
I'm worried that it takes away from my originality. To be honest with you,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
think
want
it
I don't
does.
want to sound like somebody else, and I find
that
that
you're listening
it's
to.
common for people to emulate the things that they like. If I hear an artist and I'm like, oh man, I really like what he did there,
You're more likely
I might
to
try
do
to
it.
try it, and I don't want to do that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the name of originality, I try not to do that.
How do you consume the music that you do listen to? Radio.
Spotify.
Okay,
I just discovered Spotify,
Yeah.
which is way better than Pandora. The Pandora I had because I pay for the Spotify. So it's nothing against Pandora. I just never paid for Pandora, so I
Yeah.
always had the commercials and all that stuff. And then I found Spotify, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I just pay for it, and I can listen to whatever song I want whenever I want. Whereas with Pandora, it was just kind of like the song came on, and if I missed the first 30 seconds of it, I couldn't back it up. Where with the paid subscription, I can do all that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I can listen to any song I want. So, and I have a tendency to like, I want to relive certain things. So I use Spotify to go back and listen to stuff that I haven't heard for like 30 years. It's like, oh my God, I haven't heard this song. And it'll pop in my head and I'll just look it up,
Yeah.
or the guys in the bands that I'm in will recommend, listen to this, or something like that.
Just pull them up on Spotify.
Yeah, and it's really interesting whenever guys from one band recommend a band that one of the guys in the other band recommended too. So that makes it even, it's a double endorsement, so it makes it even better.
Yeah, which I really waiting for them to, like, Google Play Music is a similar set. You just go to any album, you search an album, you pull it up, you search a song, you pull it up, you just add it to your list.
Right.
And you suddenly
You can
have,
listen to it whenever you want.
yeah, 3,000 songs to choose from. I really feel like they need to emphasize on, like even if it's through Facebook, just, you know, like highlighting songs or adding songs to your list. I don't know if you ever played Rock Band. Have you ever played like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally you'd be able to set a setting where it would just add songs to your list that
Randomly they thought you would like?
Yeah, that you thought you'd like, and it's DLC, and not like, and I don't think they made it obvious enough that it's like, oh, why add that song? And you click on it, it's like, pay $2, and you're like, motherfucker.
They got me again.
I kind of want to get that song.
Now my impulsive need to have what I want now
Yeah.
is overriding the fact that I only have $3.
Yeah. And I feel like they need to have some sort of system where, like, your friends' tracks just get added to yours, and you're just like, who's that band? And you listen to it, and it's like, hey.
Recommend to your friend.
Yeah, you have 5 friends who are all listening to the same
Just give them
person.
a few plays of the song.
And then you got Katy Perry. You just got all the people what
Yeah,
they
but
listen
see,
to.
then
You're
you
like trusted people.
Yes.
Like, whose music do I
Yes.
trust?
Yeah,
at the
that
list?
person is not sending me any more music.
Yeah. You're just like, why do I have the Spice Girls again? It's like, well, I guess I'll... Okay, I'll listen to it.
I'm gonna embarrass my daughter again. I don't think I embarrassed her the first time I seen her anyway. When she was a kid, she liked Bop, which I guess is embarrassing if you're an adult now, but it wasn't that bad. But the Spice Girls came out, and then she decided she was going to create her own girl band. And her and her 2 neighbor friends formed their own girl singing band, and they called themselves the Spicy Girls. I'm like, that is awesome. So terribly unoriginal and typical of my daughter. But she's also the same girl that when we got fish,
Yeah.
like, she named one gold and one silver, because that's what color they were. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, she's a master of the obvious sometimes with naming things.
Yeah.
Which is funny. It's just cute. One of those cute things as a dad that you find cute about your kid. She's a great kid. And then my stepdaughter, Olivia, she also formed her own girl band very briefly.
Yeah.
And they were called the Lovers.
Yeah.
So I was like,
How
that
far
could be better
did-
than the Haters.
How far did they, like, actually go with the band?
They didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it's just like, didn't make us, like...
I'm not gonna lie. My daughter tried to write, I think, some songs a little bit whenever she was like 10.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she wrote a little thing. I remember the one time we were sitting in the car. She was sitting in the back seat, which is what the legal obligation is whenever your kid's underage.
Reminder.
Be safe, parents.
PSA. This has
Be
been
safe.
brought to you by Altoona's
Yes.
Music Scene.
Shout out for safety.
Okay, we're done. That was
Brought
on,
to you by
we-
Manpower
We
Incorporated.
finished the list.
Safety lesson. Anyway, in the back of the car, I hear her start singing, "You don't know the trouble I've seen," and I'm like, "You're 5. What trouble have you seen?"
Yeah.
It was like, I wrote that down. I was like,
Wow.
"Oh,
That's
awesome."
pretty cool.
She's not a writer though. She's actually went to school to be a veterinarian, technician, kind of working with animals.
Yeah.
Type thing. Big-hearted kid, good kid.
Have your kids influenced your music making? I'd assume. It's like maybe not the, maybe even affected your writing process in like time. Or-
Yeah, to a degree it does. You have to try and balance your home life with your work life, and then because I've got my work life,
Yeah.
my private home life,
Yeah.
and then I have all of the music products that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And it makes it really difficult to juggle because I'm not a good time management guy. I'm not good at kind of juggling all those things. So, unfortunately, my fiance it gets frustrating because I have a tendency to not give the family sometimes the time that they deserve, because they do. They deserve more than what I give them sometimes, and I feel bad about that. I'm trying to do better, but at the same time, every time I feel like I'm in the mafia. And like I get done with one project and they pull me back into it. And then I have to tell her about it. And she says, I hate you. Why do you do this to yourself? Because seriously, at one point I was practicing 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
You know, with a different band.
Different band every time.
3 different original bands, and then I was doing the tribute band projects that I was working on, and I'm still doing. So yeah, I'm technically in 4 music projects. So yeah, it takes up a lot of time, especially when they're not cover bands necessarily, because it takes a lot more time to write a song than it does to memorize the lyrics that somebody else wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and to tweak and hone in how you want to deliver the words that you wrote.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes a lot of time to do.
What's your literal write? Like your trying to think how to describe it. Like what is your actual like writing a notebook? Writing on a laptop?
I don't have one process.
Okay.
I'm so all over the place.
What's one of the ways it's most common?
A lot of time, it's almost kind of the one that I've found recently that I really like.
Yeah.
And it worked out really well was with Small Town Horror Show. They came up with a song, and I listened to it. And I was like, wow, I really want to. I like the feel of this one. I basically just was playing the song, and I got a little voice recorder out, and I just started kind of dummy lyricking over it. And I was, I'm like, you know, and played the whole song. And I just kind of went into this little spot where I was improvising and just going for broke. And the very first take that I did of it, I listened to it, and I really liked what it sounded like, but there was no words. It was just all stuff, you know. And this is the first time I really did it this way, so I took it to the practice and I said, hey guys, what do you think of this? I said, there's no words. And Joe in particular, the drummer, loved it. He's like, oh my God, I love that. It's awesome. So what I did was I took that thing and I listened to it, and then I wrote words and matched them as close as I possibly could to the point where it almost sounded exactly the same as the dummy lyrics, only I had real lyrics, which is tricky. Because normally I just write, and then I fit it to the song.
Do you have like sort of like almost like writing poetry or like writing a poem basically?
Yeah.
Or do you have a specific...
Writing a song is different than writing a poem.
Okay, you can.
It's very similar, but it's a little bit different.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because when you write a poem, sometimes it's just you're writing it not necessarily for someone. You're just writing it. You're writing to express something you're feeling.
Yeah.
When you're writing a song, sometimes you do that.
You have more of a
when a song just when the music hits you just right, and you feel something. It's impulsive and intuitive. That happens sometimes, but more often than not, writing a song, you think of something you want to write about, and then you set out to write about it. You know, whereas with poetry, it's a little more impulsive and just spontaneous.
Yeah.
You just start.
That's
writing.
interesting.
You start writing, and where it goes, it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I've wrote maybe 6 songs. Like I can count on my fingers how many songs that I've like written full words and I actually memorized them and played it, just because I have horrible memory. Like I just like, especially for something I created.
You gotta write it down.
I do write them down. It's just like I
forget where you put them.
I like to just make new stuff every time. I just that's what I've been doing the past couple years, is just improv, is just making up the words 100%, make up the whole song, make up the whole thing, and it's just me with a guitar, because it's usually pretty hard to have like a person completely go along with the improv, except like my buddy Joe, Joseph Smith of Bad Economy, shout out. He actually, me and him used to do a jam thing every week, which almost what AMS is like. That's like a prototype. Down pretty much, because we spent every time we tried to record it, we would not do that good of stuff. And anytime we do great stuff, it's like, you're recording that, right? It's like,
Oh crap! I forgot to push the button.
she's like, you gotta record it. And every time we record it, you just there's something different. But so we used to do improv just every week. And so when I do the writing process, it's basically that, just as you said about poetry, is just, you don't know where it's headed, just going with it. Which I think you were at the mall. Well, you were at the show. I'm not sure. You were just getting there.
I've been at most of all of the malls.
It was the one.
I think I've been at all of them.
Yeah. Recently at the Keystone Music. Shout out to Keystone Music up in Patton.
Oh yeah, with Mike.
Yeah,
Great
which
dude.
I performed. It might have been right before. No, I don't know who was next. Prude played, I think, and then it was. Which I just
And
made
then the
up.
cowboy guy.
Yeah. Which I talked to him. He's born and bred out of Cambria County.
Yes.
Joseph Hoover.
I couldn't tell you
James
what his
Joseph
name is.
Hoover.
That might be right.
Something. Which I actually got to get hold of him, because we used to, for AMS, we actually were setting who is considered an Altoona band. And we sort of made anyone who either plays in Altoona, or like, even if they do a show from whatever and come to Altoona, usually they won't be a priority, but you know, it's still free game for them to join in that. That wasn't me.
No, that was my phone.
Sound like it came from my phone. I'm not sure where it is, but pretty much anywhere in Pennsylvania. So from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia, if you have a band member living in that area in Pennsylvania, we consider you Altoona, part of the Altoona music scene, basically. Which we need to get down to the agenda.
Yeah, I was gonna say you haven't really done a whole lot.
I figured I want to get your
pick my brain
information out, just because you're the first time here, you know, and you know, just to have an idea who you are for the round table, which it's open to anyone to join. You just gotta come here. On every other Monday, we usually do the round tables, and it's usually just a set of specific items that I either write a note down or something. We didn't get too many changes. It's just been a hellish couple weeks. I got a new laptop though, so that is a huge thing. This is for AMS. Katandand, the computer place was selling it.
KTDAAN.
And DN.
Katahdin.
Yeah, Katahdin.
I don't know what it stands for.
I just found out today. It is the name of a mountain. Out of a book or something. And it's not spelled right. But I was like, I always thought it was an abbreviation. The guy's like, that's what we get all the time.
That's a clever idea though, because it makes you think.
It sounds like it's a big complicated group of people. Like, I'm thinking, like, how many people run this company? Katahdin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like, I'm
like
just
a lawyer firm.
Yeah. K and T and A and A.
Smith, Jones, Johnson, Smith and Wesson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Smith and Wesson. That's not a lawyer.
But news update: we got a nice i5 core laptop. It took a little bit back and forth with them, but they were able to help me out and get for decent price. So shout out to
Todd. You know who you are.
Yeah, you people. And we got Desmond, who was trying to get out of work, but he was supposed to get out at 6, and it got slammed.
Where's work?
I'm not certain, but having had work in Papa John's, fucking 6 o'clock is a bad time to be scheduled to clock out.
If you work in food service and you're scheduled to be done at 6 o'clock, you're probably not leaving.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not leaving at 6. It's not happening. But he's trying to get out, so cross fingers. Which he has not made it to a round table yet. As for agenda, let's pull up the agenda, which it was only a couple things, but any input from anyone who shows up and in the chat. If you guys are in the chat, you're watching the video, small demographic of, oh, that's so goofy. It doesn't tell me how many, so whoever's out there, if you're listening, please chime in. Orchestrating slots and scheduling. Okay, right now, for the AMS, we recently changed the slots. I'll give you a little update for the audience.
Did you just
Huh?
did you try to give Blue Steel or something?
You just gotta get the audience look. Give it away. Slots. We used to just do as many bands pretty much as we could get. We went for like nine.
9 in one evening.
Yes. Performers. So I'll tell you, rap is a whole lot.
Well, it's easier in and out. Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of equipment.
Yeah, it's usually a phone plugged in. Hope for flash drives. More people need fucking flash drives. It's fine if it's a phone, but we'll be able to cut out your awkward silences in between. If that's all you got, that's fine. But flash drive, it's $5 at Dollar General. So if you can, flash drives, I appreciate it, and it'll make your performance better. I fucked up for JB though. I'm not sure if did you see JB? JB's performance last AMS. I specifically was like, what order do you want these in? And he had them in order. And I played it on Windows Media Player, and I had it sorted alphabetically. Ooh. And it chose 4, 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. So I did his last song right at the beginning. I didn't realize it for a couple seconds. I'm like, shit, he's going, oh, well, my bad. And he went for it. Which he's going to be doing another AMS here in the future. I sort of got him to grab videos wrong, and so he grabbed I think he just records on his phone, I'm not sure. Okay. He just plays a beat on YouTube, I think on a laptop or maybe on another phone, and he just sort of raps over top of it with a recording. Really? That's how he releases his stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
That works?
I mean, it works well enough to make the
really?
Song, you know what I mean? Just to get it out there, you know what I mean?
You would think the sound quality wouldn't be good enough that it would be.
That's what I think that's what he's got. He's definitely working on getting equipment, but that's what he's got right now. So I mean, that to me that's commendable. It's like you're working with what you got.
Oh,
even here
and he might be making a really awesome sound that way.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it didn't sound like a real clear, like you wouldn't be able to hear clearly the music in the background, which would make it hard to.
Yeah, which the problem was that he sort of did that like a live go through of it, basically. And I got him to grab the wrong videos, trying to walk him through. And so next time he will have the right back. So he had that recording playing with him doing over top of it. So next time he'll be able to have the beat and then be able to go like just straight up over top, like with a fresh, tracking, and I think it'll go a whole lot more smoothly and it'll come out real good. So I'm sorry for dropping the ball, JB. Moving on. Okay, scheduling conflicts. I guess that's a way to describe it. I should have called it that. Scheduling conflicts. We used to have 9 people. Tangents. Every time. We used to have about 9-10 slots of people. And now we try to reduce it to give more time because it's 3 parts. We do the performing and performances just one after the other. I try to get them in, I try to get them out as quick as possible. Right. For a big band, they gotta set up all their drums, they gotta set up their amps, they gotta do all that, and then we mic them up and then get it all going. And we've been getting quicker. I might need some new mics. I definitely need at least a condenser mic. We were borrowing a couple, but anyways, we used to do about 9 slots. We reduced it down to 4 slots. For the next one I'm going to do 5, but for this we have 4, which you guys are playing. So shout out to Maul, they're playing the 4th slot. But it's a 3-part series where it's perform, discuss, or perform, jam, and discuss. Which we moved the jam, so we're going to have it at the beginning, where people just come in and jam. Whatever instrument you have, just come in and just jam. We'll have a mic that's recording the whole room.
What time do you start doing that?
That's when it starts at 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Which technically you can show up earlier, because that's another point, is that for the jam, it's very hands off, so I don't have to be there like adjusting stuff, so I can get the prepping for the actual performance as much as need done, so I'm not running.
So you're here and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and they just
in the music room while you're
prepping, and they just jam. And if they're playing too loud, then they'll still sound all right. If they're playing too quiet, it's just dynamics and Smashing Pumpkins. And so we're moving the jam to the beginning, and we're starting the act, which I have a picture here of the AMS number 4. And it's only 4 people. It is right here. Rick Golden, who is going to be playing solo. I've never seen his stuff.
He's playing solo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's doing either acoustic or an electric guitar. I'm not certain. I
Okay.
think acoustic. It's original stuff.
You'll enjoy what he does.
I'm excited to hear it. And he no, I was thinking of someone else. Prude, which is 2 guys, I think. Which you guys
they
were
played
there.
with us up in Patton.
Yeah, and I think I got pictures of them. I'm not sure. 2 guys, right?
I think there's 2.
Okay.
They might be looking. I knew they were looking for additional.
Yeah, but it was good stuff though, definitely. Which I was trying to take pictures and lighting wasn't quite agreeing with me. But Prude will be playing, and they're doing original stuff. What genre would you? What's a band that if you like Metallica, you may just be a fan of Katy Perry. If you like Prude, you might be a fan of.
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
They're very unique. So you'll definitely enjoy their performance. I'm excited. We're doing this whole new, just really hyper colored white and black for this one. Each AMS, I just sort of change up the visual style of it.
Okay.
It's black and white this time with a little hint of blue. It sounds a little, I guess pedantic. I don't know, to just like, so for the next AMS we're gonna do black and white with a little hint of blue and just a little bit of sharpening and just a little bit of the rearranging. But anyways, for the AMS we got 4 people: Rick Golden, Prude, the Gunna, and Maul. And so it'll just be a nice straight through. So we're gonna have the jam. I actually just realized I'm gonna change on the next flyer how we put the jam discussion tangent. And then we have discussion, which is very similar to what we're doing right now. Normally we have a moderator. I didn't get a moderator for this one.
Did Rich Edmondson do the moderating?
He did the emceeing.
Oh, MC.
Yeah, so he did like the introductions in between. I really appreciate that. We actually didn't really have a discussion last time because it just went. I was here till 1:30. That's why we reduced the amount of slots, because out the door.
Yeah, that kind of.
Out the door 1:30, and I was like fucking beat. I was like, I'm ready.
Do you ever have any problems with? Now the guy over here next door.
Oh,
he doesn't even know you do anything hardly.
I've talked to my neighbors multiple times. Every time I'm really anal about it. Every time I see him, I'm just like, music's not bothering you. He's like, nope. I was like, all right, hey, yeah.
Yeah, he knew your name, but he was like, oh, he plays music. And
yeah.
He didn't like seem like it was in any way.
He doesn't hear it. Yeah, he doesn't hear it. Actually, and it's crazy because you can play a full band.
A lot of the sounds.
Yeah, it's the walls and the basement just kills all the sounds. But like you can. We had a full band down here, and then I would go upstairs, go outside, and I'd be like, I can't hear anything. And like I would get the window. If you have the window open,
well,
that's right in the middle there. We're in the middle of the house. There's no windows in that room.
Well, this was in this room at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. That was way back, which we've had a couple discussions about having out here, but I liked it to be more of a studio and lounge experience. Anyways, getting off topic. Got a mall, 4 people, changing the thing. We reduced the amount of slots to 4. So now it's sort of got a lot more people who are, maybe not even a lot more, but just the same amount of people who are trying to fit 9 slots into 4. So I sort of want to specify explicit rules for how we decide who's going to play in order. Because originally I was doing a first come, whoever says like it is the next person. But like having a discussion with like a couple new bands who I've never even seen them play around. Robert Arista, and he's got a band project which he's pretty pumped about, I'll say. Not owned by assholes. I forget, but just having a couple different
Owned by
conversations. What's that?
Owned by assholes.
Yeah, they're really good.
That's an interesting name.
I think they're out of State College, maybe. Let's see here. No, well, I didn't write it. I could have been State College, or they are Bellwood, maybe. I think State College. I'm like 9% sure. They had the Punk Fest at McGarvey's, and I think they opened, and they're sweet. Every band was 100% solid, real tight. You know.
I'll say this.
Not a weak point.
What you guys are doing is cool, and you've got a lot of material to work with because there are, in this area, there is such a vast resource of good musicians from almost any kind of genre you can imagine.
Definitely.
I mean, you've got everything from bluegrass to black metal to jazz to rap.
Do you know jazz? Do you know any jazz bands? Or jazz performers? You know what? I think it might have been Nate Nagel. Does he play bass? Nate Nagel? Either of them?
He has.
Okay.
He plays bass and guitar.
Okay, there was a guy at Martin's who was just playing bass, and he was doing sort of like a.
He was at Martin's.
Yeah, they're
The
unveiling.
store?
They're unveiling the beers section, and they just had him perform. And I don't know who it was. I don't remember the guy. Remember who it was, but it was just a bassist, and he was doing almost like a jazzy, almost like you'd hear it at a lounge. And he was.
Bread.
What's that?
Air jazz.
Yeah, it's just boom, 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 boom.
Really?
Boom, boom. Yeah, and I was just hanging around, it was pretty sweet. Yeah, that's real good.
There's some great musicians in this.
That's like a year ago. But if you know any jazz musicians, I'm trying to find every genre that we don't like, because I love McGarvey's. They're doing a great job, and they do a lot of hard rock and metal, and other genres might not fit their typical demographic in whatever way, or just it doesn't work right, like EDM or things like that, or just any other genre that just doesn't really sync well with just how they usually go about it. There's a bunch of scenes that are just not, I'd say, snubbed. You know, there's just no place for them to play, because right now our only venue,
there
our only
are a whole lot
venue
of
is
places.
McGarvey's, and I don't understand if Anvil is open.
I don't know if it's
on standby.
I don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
It's called that place is in flux a lot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Eddie
it's hard to
Spencer
tell
brought
what
it back, which cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But definitely he. Hopefully Anvil kicks it back up. But right now there's only maybe 2 venues. If Anvil is on
there's
the
not
list.
a lot of opportunities for bands
right here
to be exposed in this area.
Yeah, there's you got Bellwood, the Underdogs, and
Right.
I don't know if they do bands there, but you got the outer places where no one really cares enough. And I don't mean this in a mean way. I mean this is just in a advertising sort of way. People don't care enough to drive out to a place. There's a lot of hills. Just out, we're Pennsylvania, so you're less likely to drive a distance just because you're using a lot of gas, and then you got to pay for the band, then you got to pay for tickets. Unless you're a legit you really support the scene. You're I'm driving there. And
I try my best to support the scene.
Yeah.
But even I have friends that play in Huntington at Johnny's Bar. I've gone there twice.
Yeah.
I'd love to say that I've gone there more.
Yeah.
Because it's really not that terribly far to drive, 45 minutes, but you can't. You can't get a taxi.
You can't afford
from
it.
Huntington.
Yeah, you can't afford it time-wise or money. Time, money. It takes a lot of effort to go to those shows in Johnstown for seeing bands that you might not ever see again. Just because it's so far out, there's maybe only one band there that you'll see again, just because they might be touring band or whatever. And so I really like more music venues in Altoona directly. Actually, I live in Lilly, but just if it's in Altoona, I work in Altoona. So if it's just in Altoona, it's just so much more likely for you to go out there, which right now is Anvil, McGarvey's. And there's a lot of new businesses which are doing acoustic stuff. Green Bean Coffee House. They're doing open mic every Wednesday, and they have a bunch of different performers. Thursday? Did I say Wednesday?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Not Wednesday. It is Thursday. I said Wednesday, but it's actually Thursday. Green Bean has that, and then Rail City Brewery. They had a couple gigs. I saw Black Ridge PAGB. What do you know what the PAGB means? Okay, Black Ridge PABG. They were playing there, and I think they were playing with the Flannels, and they both did like an acoustic, like sitting down, like unplugged sort of set, which was cool. Which that's definitely helping the scene. Definitely, it's not hurting the scene. Obviously, it gives people a place to play.
No, it's definitely it gives you exposure.
Yeah.
That's what if that's what you're looking for is
and a place to play, a different place to play.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Pelly's. Is it still up? I've heard that they were tearing it down.
It's not torn down yet, I don't believe.
Okay, I heard they're turning it into a parking lot, but I wish someone would.
Paradise and put up a parking lot.
Yeah.
Not that I'm ever going to consider Pelly's Paradise.
Oh.
But you know what? That place has a lot of history, and it was paradise for a lot of people for a long time. I remember back in the 90s, live music on Sunday night at Pellegrini's, there were 400 people in that place sometimes. Like packed to like fire hazard capacity.
Yeah.
And you couldn't move.
Did they have both bars going at that in the old days?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Those were great days. I wish I would have been up on the stage those times because it would have been a blast.
Yeah.
Because they're really, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And now everybody stays at home on Facebook and talks about how exciting their lives are. And I wonder how exciting is it to sit and watch other people live on Facebook.
Live on Facebook. Whoa, audience here. Watch the audience. Hey.
I'm talking to you.
It's
sitting at home.
It's over here. This is the live one. This is the YouTube one.
I'm talking to you guys at home. If this is all you do with your time, find something more productive to do.
Go on our YouTube page. Make sure to go through every video, like, comment, favorite, subscribe.
I'm not in any way saying stop watching the videos.
Like all of our viewers
well.
Disappear. And they're like, well, screw you. I'm gonna go fucking jog. I'm gonna
make my own podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. But basically deciding on first come, first serve, or just whoever I guess sort of throw them which this is more of just a process, so...
Well, doing first come, first serve is a great idea.
Yeah.
Until you get to the point where people know about them far enough in advance that they're saying, hey, can we be on the one in April?
Yeah.
Or can we be on the one in June?
Yeah.
And I guess you could still do that first come, first serve.
Yeah. Which potentially I could make it for returning artists, because I really want to push for getting the new different artists and getting new content. That was another thing on our list, is new content policy, and I really want it to be a place for musicians who they don't feel as though they are like ready for like a live, like straight, like just 100% a concert, or play a show, because it's daunting the first time.
Oh, this would be a great place to
they don't have
get your feet wet.
Yeah, they don't have the equipment. We can provide them with a drum kit. We can provide them with a guitar cab.
Yeah.
Bring your head. And bass. We got a bass. We got even a bass guitar. Not my guitars. Not my guitars. You can't use my guitars. But we just provide them with the stuff that they need. You can use my guitar in. And I really want to find like the new people and the people who never get a chance to they play weird stuff. I don't. Sean Diviglia. I can't remember. Diviglia. Yeah, he plays. Have you ever check this out? And I'm gonna. It's broadcast. It's broadcasting, so you can go on your own home computer and try this. Ask your parents.
Ask your parents first.
Check this out. These are all Altoona album releases. Mall EP. There you go.
Very first one.
You're on there. X's Fries, which shout out to X's Fries. I forget the guy. He gave me the CD and 2 of their CDs.
There's
I appreciate it.
Right there.
Yeah, right there. He's got some crazy music I still need to...
Pensive Fear.
From down the road. I was actually talking to them. And they're probably going to be doing one of the AMS here soon. But there's just all these bands that you never even heard of. Like, where is... Like, look at that guy, Lighthouse Operator. Who's that?
That's me.
Who's Sex Rag? Do you know Sex Rag? I really want to know, because the music's real good, I'll say.
Oh, that's post-season.
And
There's me too.
that's a cool ass, yeah.
Post-season.
Oh no, this one.
Memory
I have a
Collector.
couple
Memory
different-
He has like 9 albums on here. And to me,
Really?
that was like, you got
That's our band too.
you got a whole 3 pages full
We got 3.
of Altoona bands that released albums, and that's on
Sleepy Sing.
And yeah, and it's not even including Bellwood or any of that, which I like tried to look through. There's a lot of Bellwoods in the world.
Right. What are you looking for?
I was just showing just how many
Oh.
albums. Like, these are all Altoona bands.
They're surrounded by
Excluding
ignorance.
yeah, which I've been trying to talk to them also, but
Good
they're
luck.
they're
all over the
scheduled.
place, man.
Yeah, Hate
They're
Grenade.
scheduled.
Yeah, Hate Grenade. By the way, I am working with them. Well, I need to get back a hold of them. We might be doing a AMS interview at their show, potentially filming their show. I got the laptop. That was the biggest thing, was getting the laptop.
Oh, at their show with Darkness on the Radio?
Yeah, they're having a CD release party. Do you know the date?
Oh. I don't know if I have it on my calendar or not.
I don't know, I'll just jump on my Facebook. Pensive Fear.
That's
Fear.
Tommy Brown.
Yeah, Tom Brown. I haven't met him yet, but seems like
Another
a stand-up dude.
Shredding guitar player.
Onslaught 6. That guy's intense. I never talked to him or met him in person, but Onslaught 6, if you're listening,
He
which
messaged me a couple weeks ago.
what's that?
He messaged me a couple weeks ago. The guy has a different electronic project, like
Reapers, or
Yeah,
is it Reapers?
I think it's either Reapers or Readers. Yeah, Reapers. That sounds right.
Yeah. He's
Got a lot
intense
of
looking.
albums on
But there's just a ton of bands here, and I've been trying to get a hold of them. I've been trying to find, like, on SoundCloud or any other place, different artists in the area that literally you never heard of them, because they don't have a Facebook, they don't play shows or whatever. Like certain, like, he does EDM stuff, which is sort of harder to perform because
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah.
because you compose like a full. It's like
Right.
it's like performing a symphony with yourself. And
Yeah, I do
but-
that as well at my house. When I'm not doing all those other things, I basically have a Korg Triton,
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
and that's basically I've never ever gotten a chance to work on the stuff that I wrote
yeah,
the music for, and the lyrics and the melodies and all of it.
yeah,
So that's something in the future too.
yeah. And we actually
Which
started.
sounds totally different than every other project.
Yeah. And if you'd be like doing that, and how we actually did it for him is that we did it with backing tracks, because I would hear of just like audio engineers just complaining about just like rappers using backing tracks like with their voice on it. But if it's recorded well and they it's really obvious if they're not syncing up to the song.
Oh God, yeah! If you're playing the song with the words in the
With the-
background,
yeah,
and just basically
and it's-
singing over the radio.
Yeah, if it's not lined up, you can
Yeah,
really
that-
tell. But when they're on, it sounds like 100%. And I mean, they're performing it, and that's what we do. And so I got so where can we use these backing tracks where a lot of people might think, is he just lip syncing? I mean, because like you're doing a backing track, but like what are practical applications? And like for Cowboy, he made the backing track.
Yeah. They sent me all like the stem files for every instrument in the track, and I just kind of put them together, without the vocals or with the vocals really low. Some parts I would have the vocals playing because it was like either a harmony or just a part where I wanted to focus more on playing the synth, so I just had singing going in the background, but
Man,
it works. I mean, can I mean, as I get better at it, I'll play more of the instruments actually live. But I did play a good amount of synth in that set.
How many instruments do you play?
Well, I play guitar, bass, synthesizers, drum machines. Play a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually.
And I sing. Vocalist for my projects.
Yeah, he had a whole setup here with the keyboard, and he has a backing track, and he's playing along with it. And it came out. I think it came out really good. We did have some technical complexities with just the concept of him having his own sub mixer.
There's a lot of parts to that.
Yeah, but just more of the monitoring because it was my mistake. We should have had his mic hooked up through my mixer because I couldn't adjust his monitor except for the whole mix. So anytime like you wanted to crank it,
you couldn't crank one element. You had to crank the whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah. So the vocals had to you just was on the brink of feedback. But yeah, so we're using backing tracks. So if you got half your song done with the full backing tracks, and then you have like lead parts, and you could do along or depending on what you can play keyboard and you sing.
No, I don't play keyboard. I use a keyboard to write.
Oh, to write. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't sit down.
Is it like hooked into a MIDI, like on a compuder, or
It's got a computer in it.
Okay, so you just record like the parts individually.
Basically, what I do is I create loops.
Okay.
And then I just expand on the loop until it turns into a song.
Yeah.
That's what I've done a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not musically gifted in.
Which is I think it's just different, like real time playing and being able to like add parts and add parts and add parts and knowing what to play. It's you're still making music, but it's like a totally different instrument, so to speak. Like a different.
It's more programming a song than it is writing a song, more than playing.
Yeah. Yeah, which you don't get to perform it as much, or not perform it as much. But I used to do Guitar Pro, and used to make like. I would layer it with just like a beat that would just loop on like 4 bars, whatever. Usually I'd start with a practice, just like a riff, and just practice it and practice it. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's add bass on that. And then practice it. I was like, oh, a drum beat would go good on this. And then I end up just adding parts to it and start making a song. And I would like solo over one part and just sort of do that. And I wanted to like possibly even do that as with backing tracks. We got the Returners are going to be coming back. To
returning.
The Returners are going to be returning.
Return of the Returners.
Return of the Returners. Gotta start naming the AMSs.
Right there.
Return of the Returners. Put it in like Star Wars font. They're going to be playing with a backing track because it's 2 guys on guitar with vocals. Mm-hmm. And if you listen to their stuff on YouTube. It's huge sound because they got the drums, they got the bass, and it's a full band, and they got the mixing and all that. So we're gonna be working with them, which I forgot about. I guess they're not playing at the same mess, so yeah, it doesn't matter right now. But we're gonna come over and give it a test run of them playing a back track. Basically, he came over at one point, I think, or it was the beginning of it. I don't remember, but he had to do a test run for the back track just because it's it's sort of a little different playing along to a backing track.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever played to a backing track like a song. I don't know. But we're just trying to find musicians like things, like not ways to improve. Because I don't like telling anyone how to do their stuff for music. Even if it's like, oh, you're holding the guitar in a way that's harder to play. I don't like telling them that just because, as you said about listening to new music, you sort of emulate it and it changes to go with the thing. And it's like tread lightly, I guess, so to speak.
Well, yeah.
You want to leave it how you left it, sort of philosophy with it. That's why I don't like try to correct like guitarists. Like, oh no, you're playing that wrong. Here's the correct.
Yeah, I'm sure that goes over really
Here's
well.
the correct way to play that. You see, you're picking it wrong, and I don't like doing that.
Well, it's good you don't, because the people that do that, they get beat up pretty bad. Not beat up physically,
Yeah.
Like verbally.
Yeah.
Can you believe that dude was trying to tell me how to?
It's like, what the fuck? This guy came over, started adjusting my amp. Yeah, I think I used to do that.
Oh no, we
I
had
think I
we
used
had
to,
a guy
but-
when we were playing in Patton that was like, "Hey, you're not loud enough," and the other guys in the band didn't know what he was saying,
Yeah.
and so they were like, "Well, why is that guy trying to tell you how you should sound?" And I'm like, "He was just trying to tell me that my voice
Yeah.
wasn't projecting out as, you know."
Yeah.
He was trying to help,
Yeah.
but the immediate defensiveness
Yeah.
of musicians usually kicks in at that
Which-
point.
Yeah, for like, you listen to the audio engineer. The person who's on mixer, yeah, you gotta listen to him. Not for the sake of like how to change the song or anything like that, but you know, you're too loud or you're too quiet. Because I have been to a show, definitely at least one, where the guitarist was just fucking destroying everyone's ears. I don't know if he was literally being an
Jerk
asshole
on purpose.
Yeah, because like
Damn
I
it,
was
you're
like,
gonna listen to me.
I don't-
You're never gonna listen to anything again because you'll be deaf.
Yeah, I came over and I'm like, hey, guitar's a little loud. And she's like, yeah, we've been telling him to turn it down. He just won't do it. And I was like, all right. And just sat there and just got blasted in the fucking face with the loudest fucking guitar.
Well,
Yeah, but number of slots.
anything on your
Back-
agenda besides that?
Yes.
Oh, I'll let you know
We-
now.
we didn't actually-
The Hate Grenade show's April 6th.
April 6th. Let it be
Darkness on the
known.
Radio at McGarvey's.
Yeah, EP or album release.
CD release party.
CD release party for Hate
Album
Grenade.
release.
Which
Because
they're,
CDs is probably not as,
yeah.
you know, and now
Yeah.
it's just
See,
an album again.
See, I like CDs. I like myself a good CD because I just listen in my car. That's why I listen to. I just have it in the car and it just on loop. When I leave my car and I turn it off and I turn it back on, it's at
It's
the
right there.
same. It's where I left off.
Picks up where you left off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an advantage to that, I suppose.
Yeah. And now I got Spotify again, and
It's not the same.
I
Well,
both
actually,
love it.
Spotify sometimes holds your spot too.
That's the key. Sometimes.
Yes, you're right.
And as you said, you know, you want to listen to any song, so you can just play it.
Mm-hmm.
And I am like ADD is just like I want to listen to this song. Oh, I want to listen to this song. I want to listen to this song.
Yeah, I fall into rabbit holes.
Yeah, with an album, like it's like if I want to change the song, I have to take the CD out. I have to find the CD in my car. My car's just filled with just fucking.
Yeah, imagine what it
CDs.
was like in the 70s.
Oh, with the
when you had a
8-track.
record player.
The little mini record. Did that actually? Was that common in a car?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
not in a car. I just
Okay.
mean in general. Like if you wanted to sit down and listen to music, you couldn't do it in the same way. You had to put a record on,
Yeah.
put the arm on, put the needle down on the record, and then
Listen to an album.
listen to the whole album.
Yeah, which I think
Of
that's.
course, back then it's when artists wanted to make a full album of good music instead of, hey, let's make
Singles.
2 or 3 hits that are going to sell an album and then fill the rest of it with filler material.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm not going to
Which
say that happens
there's-
all the time.
I'm not
But,
gonna.
that
For
happens,
pop
I'm sure.
music, that's the majority because pop music's not really made to be a piece of art. It's made to be a designed
It's a
selling
product.
Yeah, it's a
to
product,
sell.
which is still fine because you got to look at
It's
some
just
of
a
the.
different. It's just a different thing. It's not. It's
There's
apples and
value in
oranges.
it.
Well, no, I'm saying there is
It's just
value.
a different type of.
Because sometimes they're able to make a fantastic product that sells really well, and it's just an absolutely great song. And you know that's not the majority. Those are the ones that you are going to be in 20 years. You're going to be like, oh, you know what song you need to put on? Remember from the
Yes.
Zeros? You need to put on fucking that song. And those are the songs that you remember, and all the other shitty ones you just
They just
totally.
fall away.
Yeah, you don't even remember them. It's like. I don't think I heard that. But getting back to on the point because holy damn, I can't keep track. I'm sorry.
While he's figuring out what he's doing, I'm going to put a quick plug in. Mall opens for Samara and Clockwork this Friday at McGarvey's. And I also want to throw a quick plug in for the Route 22 Rock and Blues Fest, which is going to be our 6th year this year, September 7th and 8th. Huge music festival at the Lincoln Caverns Campground
Yeah.
in Huntington.
Yeah.
You guys, have you been to any of them?
I haven't been to them. I've seen them, but I've been slowly getting closer.
17, 18 bands, typically throughout the weekend, play it's almost all original music for the most part.
Where's that?
Huntington.
Huntington.
The Lincoln Caverns campground.
Yeah.
My friend Mike Houck conceived the idea and really put the pedal to the metal and made something really special happen. And we're working hard right now to promote it and see if we can make this thing turned into something even bigger than it already is.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, it's my favorite weekend of the entire year. I look forward to that weekend every year. It's a great chance to spend quality time with all of the other local area musicians. At this point in time, like the Friday night lineup, we've got like Nail Driver, Black Sun, Maul, Clockwick, It Is Written, Hate Grenade, Fire, who, congratulations to Fire. They won the Battle of the Bands, the Quick Rock Battle of the Bands competition this past Friday.
Was that the one
so they're going to move on to the finals now.
Is that the one that Chet Denny and I think Centralia ends?
They play. They all of those bands have played. I think Centralia played, END played, and I believe Pennsylvania played as well.
Okay.
Pennsylvania played Friday night, same as Fire and Ball.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a bar sponsored.
It was at the arena.
Oh.
In State College.
Oh.
But it's Quick Rock.
The arena is a bar or a food place?
It's a bar and grill.
Okay, bar and grill.
In State College.
Yeah. Which they need dates and times on the flyers, if I could say, because someone shared it and it didn't have like it didn't share the post of where it was from, and you could just see that they were playing somewhere. And I think it had the restaurant like Blank Presents. You said the arena presents, so that'd be a nice candy.
And once again, Jim Price was one of the judges.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's all over the place doing stuff.
And you said Fire won.
Fire won Friday's round.
Yeah.
Out of the 4 bands that played
was it
Friday.
the first one so far?
No, that wasn't the first one. That
Okay.
was just, I think that was the 3rd week.
Okay. They do once a week?
I think there's 4 or 5 total nights.
Yeah.
And then they're going to take the winner from each night for the finale.
Okay. That's pretty sweet. I'm liking all those.
I mean, it's putting people's music out there for other people to
share it.
Yeah, to experience and to
That's
hopefully enjoy.
Yeah.
And then in the future, maybe go see those bands live and help a music industry that's in desperate need of people to appreciate it.
Yeah.
We really do. It would be great. I'd love to see more people coming out to enjoy local, original music. So many good artists in this area that create.
Yeah.
Just so many.
Yeah.
Now I sound like Trump. We've got the best.
The best musicians
ever.
Trust me.
Absolutely the best. They're just so good. I have the best musicians.
Bar none.
Yes.
Bar none.
You have to throw Trump in.
You just have to throw Trumpism in there.
Well, I mean, every morning you get up and look at the news.
What the fuck did he do now?
The very first thing you see is Trump did this, Trump did that. I'm like, holy crap. I mean, Obama got a lot of publicity and press whenever he was the president, but geez, the comparison's just ridiculous. Wow.
He gets viewers.
Yeah, he makes viewers.
He's a ratings machine.
Yeah, it'll be a 4-year marketing scheme for The Apprentice.
Government's big business.
Oh well, this is the temporary feed, so you guys are getting exclusive. Just always goofy every time I pull that up. Alrighty. Moving back, orchestrating slots and scheduling. The first come first serve. I think maybe I like the idea of waiting.
If you schedule them all out far enough in advance, say here's the schedule for the next 3 months. These are all the days we're doing it.
Yeah.
If there's a specific day you want to play, let me know and I'll try do my best to put you on that date.
Okay.
If you promise somebody stuff, they're going to expect you to deliver. If you say I'll do my best, there's always an out. You can do the best you can, doesn't mean you're always going to be 100% successful.
Yeah.
So you gotta.
And recurring artists is another thing, is having the same artist multiple times. I feel like with the current slot situation, I think maybe that's something just to wait on, determining, just because this is going to be our first time going from 9 artists to 4. So
when you're doing 9 artists every time you have a show, you need more artists. You know,
well,
so
we
you
just
can
did as
have
many as
people
we
there
could find,
twice.
basically.
Right, and you can have people twice or 3 times because there's 9 slots instead of 4.
Yeah.
So there's more demand now for the
So
slots.
I'm gonna see how things change, because I feel like it's gonna be a significant change going from 9 to 4. We did it to emphasize jam, to get more jam, and to make it more interesting. Plus, we have a lot of lead up time, so people get excited to come jam instead of waiting through all the artists, and then at like 10 o'clock you finally jam, and then after jam everyone discusses, and it's like, oh. So hopefully we won't be dead tired after every single AMS this time. But the people
discussing after the music's not a bad idea, though.
See, I love that. I feel like after you get
usually after we are done with our practices, most of the practices that I go to for most of the bands, we sit around and talk for, you know, not a lot amount of time, but well, it just depends on the day.
Do you guys have do you have like any found approach through the bands that you've played with for like making new songs, or a way to structure your band practices, or is it just every single band it's a totally different way of approaching it, just 100%? Or are there certain things like tips or tricks that over the years you just sort of pick up on, doing this helps get more stuff done, or things like that?
Being able to rein yourself in. See how you were saying tangent?
Yeah.
You're making yourself cognitively aware of that.
Yeah.
What happens a lot in band practices is the same thing. You start talking, and then somebody brings up a new subject, and that spurs somebody else to talk about something, and pretty soon you just spent 20 minutes that you could have been practicing talking about the tax rate in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, so being able to get yourself back on track is important, and usually there's at least one person in a band that's better at it than others.
Yeah, the person.
Because there's always one guy in the band that's just all over the damn place.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's another guy that's more laid back, and he's like, "Okay, man, guys, we need to."
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah, he's the 6th grade teacher that says, "Come on, everybody, settle down."
Yes, settle. Need to get back to it.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to get back to it.
Your agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't gotten very far on the
Yeah, well, we only had 3 for this time.
Well, that's good.
Last time we had a big, long list, and we went through them at the end. Like, we just kept going everywhere, and it's like, okay, guys, I gotta go. It's like, shit, before everyone goes, we gotta do this list. So, orchestrating slots and scheduling, I like the idea. We're just gonna do it exactly how we already set out to do it for this one. And for the next one, since I already announced when it is, normally we only do one at a time. This time we sort of did 2 at a time, but like didn't really mention it. And then when we mentioned it, it's just like, I want.
Right.
And, it's like, oh wow. Well, I had a couple people I was talking to over the course of a couple hours, like trying to like, hey, you available? What is AMS? It's this and this, and then it's like this. Like, if you could let me know, and then we just had just everyone jump on it. And I sort of want to make an exception where new bands are sort of pushed to the front.
Almost like affirmative action. For new bands.
Basically, just making like certain roles just to give an edge. But I want it to be both completely fair and completely unfair, if that makes sense. Which I've said this before.
Yeah. You have to be willing to not be the nice guy every single time, though, or you'll drive yourself nuts. Truly.
Yeah.
Because no matter how nice you are, there's going to be somebody that goes, "Man, that dude dicked me over."
Eye for an eye is a good way to describe like fair but unfair. Like it's like within most situations, like it's reasonable, but if you think about it, it's like that sounds worse. That sounds bad. Let me. I don't know, but just trying to set like a hard, simple rule that just generally gives you about the structure that you would expect. Which we talked about this before. So I think we should just keep it the same and go with until we get these two short
Here's
shows.
the other thing that you can take into account. Not everybody knows what order they came to you in.
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So say Chuck from Hate Grenade says, hey, we want to play at the May 12th show.
Yeah.
And you don't have anybody else booked for that. You don't need to tell him that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not telling you you have to lie to
Yeah,
him.
no,
Just say-
I gotcha.
Just say, hey, we're going to take that in consideration. We've got a lot of things to...
Well, I was thinking of having a master queue of just like the list
Or have
of the
a
bands.
lottery.
What's that?
Or have a lottery.
That's not bad.
I like the lottery idea.
Put 4 numbers in a hat.
That's the That's
the
exactly.
number you pick out is the number you're going in.
Yeah, okay. I really like that. We'll have it where like AMS, not 4 or 5, we're doing them how we originally did them. For AMS 6 though, we'll have it like anyone who wants to play is able to play. You know, put your name in the lottery, and then once we have enough names, I figure after a certain date, then we will go ahead and just pick the first 4 names. That's like what I was talking about, fair but unfair.
Yeah.
Where
everybody
like,
that wants to
if you
play on
lose, it's
April
like,
26th, tell me what if you want to play that date.
If you can
let me
play
know.
that.
I'll put your names in the hat. I'm going to draw 4 names out of the hat, and if your name's one of the 4 names, you play that day.
Yeah.
If not, I can't do anything for you because I have to be fair to everyone.
Which we discussed the shuffling before. No, that was a different topic. So that was order of them playing, which I feel is less important, just because it's only a couple acts. And really, the experience is more for a bunch of musicians to come together and experience other musicians in the area. And if you're performing, bring your friends who are also musicians. Just because you get it's so interesting, the vibe here when you have a bunch of musicians of all different genres of just you never even met friends of their friends of their friends, and you just talk about projects and music projects because everyone has that middle ground of like I'm a musician, I make music in some form, and you always just have that middle ground, and just trying to really emphasize that. New content policy. I like that. We're going to go ahead and go with first come, first serve for 4 and 5. And next time we will try plan out a lottery. I like the lottery. A queue with a lottery. So you add your name to the basket, and then once the basket's full or the date is hit, we draw names. I like it. Which that'll be easy enough to do. New content policy. Last time, which I'm just making a roll up on the spot, we discussed this last time, but I just wasn't happy with the result. Not unhappy with the result, but I just feel like it's not quite the right thing, which we were talking a little bit of it earlier. We decided that it's okay for bands to play one song that they've already done before. I'm of the opinion of like I want to really promote making new stuff, like as much as you can.
Right.
Just generate,
Yeah.
generate content.
Yeah, everybody gets a mulligan once in a while. In golf, you have a bad shot, you get one free. You get one free pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there are artists that are going to come on and say, "Hey man, I love this. This is the best song I ever wrote."
Yeah.
Then they get on and they play it, and it doesn't come out the way they want it to come out. They're like, "Man, that fell totally flat." I'd like to do that again sometime.
Okay. Yeah, which we were offering that because the first show we had a little bit of clipping and stuff, and we were just sort of like getting things.
But I mean, to get on and do the same set that you just did, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's. There's enough original content in the area that you don't need to do that.
Okay, so just make it like a pretty loose, just like play mostly new stuff, and I guess don't really dictate what songs they're gonna play. Like you can't play this song because you already did that song. But just like if you could do mostly new content,
Yeah. Say, what songs are you planning to do? And they give you the list. You've got the list. And keep tab of the songs that have been played before. Keep
that's
a
something
database on it. And they give you their list of the songs that they're going to play. You look at it with a database and it's the same 5 songs. You go, dude.
It's like, hey man,
how do and then you have to. take it from the perspective, how do I justify putting you on playing the same 5 songs when there are these other bands over here that haven't played it all yet? How you tell me why I should put your 5 songs back on again?
Yeah.
You never know. Might have the most compelling reason in the world to do it. At least give them a shot.
Yeah.
But then you can say, hey man, you know, because normally most people are going to go, oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Which I
there's going to be a jerk. There's always going to be a jerk that says, well, yeah, because my 5 songs are better than all those others. So there's going to be those people. There's always going to be that. But for the most part, you're going to find.
Yeah, but I like that general policy of just sort of just basically what we're doing now. Just like we prefer original songs and keeping track, which I actually wanted to do something this time. I'm trying to find the right person to do like the MC type thing of like presenting this band as this person, which I'm thinking about just having like a, hey, who are ya? And what song are you playing? You know, but not have it in a way where everyone's doing it the same, but where they're not forced into all doing it at the same time. You know what I mean? Just doing their just because the only way I really keep track is from the videos. So maybe have it at the end of the videos, like what songs did you just do there, or something. Or just, you know, every artist has to say the name of the song. And I was thinking down the road of having just like a folder somewhere that has a MP3 copy.
Here's the thing, you don't have to necessarily do that. With video being what it is now, you could videotape them playing the song. After they're done, ask them what the name of the song was when they're done playing, after the show's over.
Yeah.
You get the name of the song. You can plug that in lettering at the bottom whenever you're uploading the video, before you upload it. Can you edit it to add that at the bottom at the beginning of the song and say,
you can. I sort of do a workflow. It was mostly because of tech reasons. My other laptop is garbage, and then the computer in there is dying. And I, for the sake of the way we record right now, and I'll just explain the whole process of how we record a video. I hit start recording, and then they do their thing. I hit stop recording.
Video or audio?
Video and audio.
Okay, what do you record through?
It's called OBS, Open Broadcasting Software.
Well, I mean, like
fantastic.
you use like a little camera. Like
video is that camera. It's a simple camera, but the audio is the most important thing of a video. Is if the audio quality is shit and the video looks great, I'm not watching the video. If the audio is nice, clean, and pristine, and I can hear everything clearly, if the video is garbagey, then I'll just not look at the video and just listen to it. Our audio is a mixer that we fully mic up every single thing, and we have a monitor in the room.
Oh yeah, I saw the equipment you have.
It's a cheap setup. We're running out of mics. I would love to get a small diaphragm condenser or a large about $100. We're selling drinks and stuff. Candy, snacks, and chips here.
Yeah.
We're reloaded the price significantly, just to fund new equipment, because there's a couple of new things I want just to benefit everyone. For instance, we would be able to record stems instead of just having a video file in the audio all clumped into one. We would be able to record all individual instruments individually and give it to the band and be like, here's all of your recordings of the drums, the guitar. You can mix it yourself. You know, instead of live mixing it, they would be able to do their own actual mixing. Which that's $300 for the one I want, which is decent enough, but working towards it. You know, just slowly. Trying to think of ways that benefit the people who come to AMS while benefiting us at the same time. You know, drinks. First time we had the AMS, I had a 30-pack of water just that anyone could grab. They disappeared instantly. And then everyone, I'm just thinking, it's just they must be thirsty or hungry or something. So we have snacks that they can just, on our system, you just, you know, they're over in the jar. You just put a buck in and you take a quarter out. You know, that's our system right now, which just I haven't audited it yet, just because other stuff happening. So
yeah, you might not want to do the audio.
Yeah.
These aren't musicians you're talking
Yeah.
about.
It's just like we're lowered.
They like free food.
Yeah.
At least most of the musicians
It's
I
like,
know.
oh sweet,
like
free
free-
snacks.
yeah, free snacks.
Awesome.
Yes.
Glad about that. But yeah. But for the new content, I think that's good. And the queue with the roster. Normally I have the things it's usually on my phone, which I don't know why I didn't do that. Improvements and changes. That's incredibly vague. Yeah, so I think we are mostly, that was all the agenda. Do you have any questions about how we do stuff, or Sascha? Do you have any interesting anecdotes from your week?
Anecdotes, not really. Pretty boring week, but improvements and changes. Well, I mean, what about the camera? I mean, I have a better camera than that has,
It has to be a webcam camera though.
a webcam.
The main
For the
thing.
live feed.
Oh yeah, I never got back to it. The main concept for me is time to not be expensive in terms of time. So the setup we have right now is I hit start recording, I hit stop recording, all of it's in one file, I drag and drop it to YouTube, and I name it. I'm done. With a DSLR, you have to do.
Oh yeah, you have to do all
it.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And then you have to take the audio file, you have to open it in the thing, you have to move it over, you have to tweak it so it's adjusted for each video. So we had 9 artists, 2 times, it's 18. That's 18 times you gotta do that.
It won't be that now.
Yeah, but if I could get a setup that is just a plugged in, which there are setups. I can get an HDMI receiver card thing. I'm not sure what they're called. I'm wondering if it works with laptop. I don't think this is Fire. I don't think it does. That might be USB 3, or that's eSATA. But there's ways to record the HDMI signal from a DSLR, so that would be a possibility down the road. That's the way I would handle that, because I know how to set up a DSLR to look, how I want it.
Yeah.
And give it a unique style. Moving the camera, I like it, but I don't want to overdo it, and I only really did it for one band, I think, so far, and then Centralia also. But that was just, you couldn't see anything anyways, because that was the end of the night and they didn't have their singer.
Yeah,
they couldn't find him.
I saw it. Yeah. Did they ever find him?
He wasn't in jail.
That's good.
Yeah.
He wasn't drunk under a ditch or a bridge or
It
anything.
might have been one of those. I'm not sure. Tyler's an interesting guy. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But video quality, definitely, that would be a goal. I can look it up. I feel as though audio, which would be more important?
Of course, the main focus is audio. Yeah.
I guess improvements, which I didn't even interpret this way, but it's what improvements could we make? Originally I just meant just going over the changes, which there's really no changes this time. I'm gonna try to make the room a little bit less clutter, just get rid of the bass amp out of there. We take all the stuff out and just clear the room. I told you about it. Video quality, that would be the way to do it. I wouldn't want to go with any other solution than a DSLR. I can't think of a medium that would be worth it. DSLR is just the go-to for it. Audio, I just need new mics. I want a small condenser mic and a large condenser mic. And probably a new like SM58 or something. We could just use for vocals. Yeah, for vocals, that's a really cheap, like $10 mic.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it works, but we don't have any good vocal mics. A large condenser mic wouldn't be.
Would be ideal for the loud bands. Really.
Yeah, that would be, but I have 57s. I like 57s for audio, although they don't have a pop filter, which I don't really notice it too much. Just plosives and the stuff. I just really like 57. I don't know why. I think it's because it was the first good mic I ever had. I'm just like, I like this mic. You can use it on fucking anything. Mic up. And you can mic up anything with it. It's like we got drums. I got a 57. We'll just use one mic. It works. You can hear the whole drum set. I mean, it's not the best solution, but it's the best solution we got, so it doesn't matter. Other than that, mics, that 16 channel, in priority, what would probably be most important? We sort of need one more mic, pretty bad, and we're also to the bone on cables, I think. Another improvement is I think I might move that desk. We just changed from a massive, horrible computer that wobbles the whole time to this laptop, courtesy of Catan and $250. Just getting, I figured just trying to get as the least amount of space used up over there for mixing. I like being in the room, but for a metal band, it's almost impossible to hear like an accurate portrayal.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah. Metal bands have been my like unobtainable like thing that I've been trying to get good.
It's hard to do that in a room.
Yeah,
a small room.
tiny room. Yeah, they're blasting, and you can't really go over and it's like, hey, can you turn it down?
Yeah, you can.
Well, I mean, you can, but you lose,
Yeah, you can.
lose some of the oomph. But as always,
But you have to get it to mix right.
yeah, if it's a metal band, you know, there's, I guess there's a like a low. You can't really like put it in like. Can you just make it like this quiet? Just like this quiet.
You can turn that down to about a half.
Yeah, 0.5. Can you just below the 1? Although with fucking Zach's amp, fucking you're probably at 0.5 and junk. Oh man, he has a loud ass amp. I'll tell you what. Yeah. That was one of the things that just have them turn it down. They're in a more of a studio setting, so it works that way anyways because they're not necessarily performing. And then we actually pipe in the live audio feed of what's being recorded through these speakers. So if you're over here just talking to people, you get a nice quiet but fully audible. Like this is, you know, kicking as much as it can. Not as much as it can be, but it's kicking pretty well. And you can still have a conversation, and there's a metal band going on over there. So for a lot of people, that was important to me. Is just like you have like certain people don't like a certain genre, and you can have them.
You can step outside and be able to hear yourself.
Yeah, and they don't have to go out literally outside in the cold to like fucking metal bands. Like I can't take it.
They're so loud.
Or just, yeah. And it's like, dude, if I hear another rap song, that is just, it's just.
Well, there's going to be those people. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. And we have it set up where any genre, it's not like in your face, like at all. If you want to, you can go over and look at it, you know, watch. That was my view on it. It seems like most people just tend to just close the door, which I'm fine with either way. We don't have to make it a rule or anything. I figure most people like it just without the extra noise that comes with people just hanging out. But I don't know. Any other ideas for improvements, changes, or things to add to the agenda, or things we could do better?
At this point, I can't add anything yet because I don't know enough.
And I mean, I think we'll kind of see as it progresses what changes and improvements we can make. I mean, I can think of a million things probably right now to make things better, but we can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, things that are feasible.
Things that are feasible is like, okay, we're gonna have a mountain.
Mike, I think, would be the first thing you're saying.
Yeah, Mike seems, I can probably get a small diaphragm, which may be a small, I'm not too familiar with using small diaphragm condensers, but I love a good condenser, and that might actually be good for vocals.
Do you have, and just something to keep in mind, I have a Sweetwater credit card.
Yeah.
So, I can get like
interest-free
stuff for like, $3 a month.
Yeah, which I really want to be able to pay for everything just straight off, even though it's interest-free. Just sort of
an option if you need to get some bigger item,
Yeah, that makes a possibility. I guess you could break it up into even like 4 payments or something.
Yeah, you could. And
yeah.
I would just pay
But it's really I'm trying. Maybe
you have to invest in order to make money, man.
That's true. I already bought fucking equipment.
You invested in some corn chips and some potato chips and pretzels.
Yeah.
Some Doritos.
Yeah.
And Deer Park water.
Deer Park water. That's my favorite. I don't know about you, but that's my favorite water. Any suggestions on better water?
Well, George
I
Carlin.
prefer Nestle water.
Do you?
Yes.
Nestle's pretty good.
Well,
I would say Deer Park's
I worked for a company that made water purification systems for in-home water purification. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
But what I learned was, if you bottle spring water and you don't ship it across state lines, you're not subject to federal regulations on spring water. So basically, from what they told me, these guys could have been lying to me. And basically, if I wanted to, I could start a spring water bottle company in my house, bottle it right out of the tap in my sink, bottle it, and sell it as spring water.
Yeah.
With no regulate, like I could.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is we should sell tap water. Just bottle it ourselves.
Just bottle your
AMS
own tap.
water.
Yeah, get a bottle.
Just
seal.
call
Love that
whatever you want.
calcium.
Let's call it tuna water.
Tuna water. Yeah, I like tuna water.
I drink Sheets water.
Yeah.
Schwater.
Get your schwatter here.
It's a schwater.
Well, if that is the last thing, I don't think Dez's gonna make it.
Yeah, I think he's 2 hours behind.
Yeah.
He's probably tired.
You know.
Yeah. I gotta eat something too, man.
Yeah.
All I had was a bag of chips today. Clearly.
Hey, you could get another bag of
There's
chips.
a whole case.
There's a whole
right there.
case of them.
You could eat for a month.
Only 75 cents a piece. Are they? Maybe. I don't know.
What, you have a light behind that?
Yeah.
It totally freaked me out. I thought that there was a window there that you were covering up, and I'm like, man, the sun's really out still. And then I looked at the time, it was like 8 o'clock. The sun shouldn't be out still. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
The sun, man, it's exploding.
And time standing still.
That was our solution, having a bunch of doors just hanging around. Just make them look nice.
Put them places.
Yeah,
So who owns this house?
Just put them around. This is my mom's house.
Okay, so you said I heard you say you lived in Lily, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so whose house is this?
Yeah, this is my mom's house.
I hope the
She's,
person who owns it doesn't come home while I'm here.
Also, we can no longer smoke down here.
Yeah.
Although that was the original policy that
Smoke.
includes everything.
You can
No longer
smoke.
anything down here.
You had been smoking other things down here?
Yeah, vapes. Come on, man. You're allowed vaping. Unrelated.
I don't vape. I don't smoke cigarettes either, so that doesn't affect me in the slightest.
Definitely.
Not granted.
Never smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, I heard
Nobody's allowed to do
heard
ball
new.
merch down here
I
anymore?
Yeah, no more.
I heard word that someone was lighting a cigarette.
Someone was about to. I stopped him.
Oh,
In here.
yeah.
I was like,
No cigarette. Come on, man. Like, what are you gonna do?
I
You
was the
can't
bouncer.
be smoking cigarettes. That shit gives tar, and you could smell it here for a week, probably.
Probably.
Wallsy though.
Alrighty. Hey, everyone. This is I'm Matthew Deweese, representative of the Teletoon News Music Scene Facebook page and community project. We got
That
Sascha.
was very eloquent.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well said, sir.
Goodbye.
Yeah. We got Sascha Frost of Sascha Frost Enterprises and Cowboy Operator. Fuck Cowboy.
Fuck
The
Cal.
cowboy, lighthouse
Fuck
operator,
cowboy.
memory collector.
Memory
Myself.
collector.
Ironically enough, Cowboy was one of the rappers for Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fuck Cowboy.
Fuck Cowboy. He'll come here and kick your ass.
And then we had Todd McKeone.
McKeown.
McKeone. McKeone's an interesting name. I've never heard that.
Scotch.
Okay, that makes the Ewan. Interesting.
From the clan of Ian.
The clan of Ian. Todd McKeone of the clan of Ewan.
Don't listen to anything he says.
I thought there was no more smoking.
No more smoking.
No more
down.
smoking, whatever the hell you were smoking.
Thanks, guys, and
Alright.
favorite, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. End of that one.
Oh, this is the room that they were in. Oh, I was like, hey, the room disappeared. What the hell?
Changing house, magic.